The fading illusion of choice. I want you to press a button whenever you like, now, or a few seconds from now. The choice is yours. But are you sure? Because in 1983, a scientist suggested that the moment you think you make a decision may not be the moment the decision is actually made. And if he was right, then none of the choices you've believed were yours may belong entirely to you. For centuries, humanity believed in a simple idea: free will. We decide, then we act. Intention comes first, behavior follows. It felt so obvious that almost nobody questioned it. Then, Benjamin Libet came along. The 1980s, the University of California. Benjamin Libet placed electrodes on people's scalps to measure their brain activity. The task was remarkably simple. Participants were told to move a finger whenever they felt like it. They were not allowed to plan ahead. No counting, no strategy, just move when the urge appeared. At the same time, they watched a clock-like display. Their job was to report the exact moment they became aware of the decision to move. The results were strange. Roughly 200 milliseconds before people reported making a conscious decision, their movement had already begun. But that wasn't the most surprising part. A signal in the brain called the readiness potential appeared even earlier, about half a second before the reported decision. In other words, by the time someone said, "Now I've decided," their brain had already started preparing the action, which raised an unsettling possibility. What if the feeling of making a conscious choice isn't the beginning of a decision, but its consequence? The findings split the scientific world. Some researchers argued free will doesn't exist. The brain makes decisions. Consciousness simply watches them unfold. Others disagreed. Perhaps consciousness doesn't initiate actions, but maybe it can stop them. Libet called this the power of veto. Maybe freedom isn't the ability to choose. Maybe it's the ability to refuse. In the years that followed, brain imaging technology improved. Some experiments suggested that researchers could predict which button a person would press seconds before that person became consciously aware of the choice. The headlines were dramatic. Scientists can predict your decisions before you make them. But the reality remains far less certain. Because choosing between two buttons is not the same as choosing the love of your life. A finger movement is not a life plan. And decades later, scientists are still debating the same question. At the beginning of this video, I told you that you could press a button whenever you wanted. Maybe you truly chose. Maybe your brain chose first, and you simply became aware of it afterwards. Because perhaps consciousness is not where decisions begin. Perhaps it is only the place where decisions become stories. And if that's true, free will may not be the cause of our actions. It may simply be the explanation we write afterward.